Okay, so now we want to start the top drafting. Now, of course, the first thing you will do is to always mark out the front panel. Now, and you're going to fold the front with a certain value, which is the measurement of the chest over 4. So the chest we have is 48 chest. So you're going to make sure that you fold this to give you 48 chests. 48 chests. Now, anytime you're folding your top and your center folding exceeds this middle line, that means the back will not enter. But if your folding is not more than the middle line, that means your back panel will enter. Even if the folding ends at the middle line, that means your back will still enter. Because you're battling with cutting the both cutting front and back, front here, back here. So you cross-check your folding. So your folding must cover chest over 4, which is 48 over 4, 12, plus extra 2 inches, which is very much okay for me here. Then after this, the next you will do is to mark 4 inches here. Use 4 inches for the folding. Mark 4 for the folding. Now once you have marked 4 inches for the folding, then you connect the line as well. Then after this, you put your top length. So the top length we have is a top length of 37. So here you mark 37 inches top length. You mark 37 inches top length. It's advisable that you mark it twice so that you get a perfect line. You mark 37 inches top length. After which, you connect the line as shown. Now, because of the fact that we are making a 3/4 sleeve, so we are going to consider the person's armhole. So chest is 48, over 4 is 12. The formula for armhole which I use is chest over 4 minus 1. So 48 is 12, minus 1 is 11. I will mark 11 inches. 11 inches. 11 inches. Connect the lines all through in this form. After this, the next you will do is to mark that 48, that's 12 here. Extra 1.5 or 2 maximum. I use 1.5. After which, the next you will do is to mark your shoulder, which is 19. So 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. Plus half to join the sleeve, that's 10. Then you're going to bend your tape to tilt 2.5 inches down while you retain the edge of the fabric this way. Your 10 inches shoulder will remain, or whatever shoulder you have. The mark in this form. And on that range, you now slant by 2.5. On that range, you now slant by 2.5. So this is the shoulder width here, and this is your shoulder slope here. So it will form this cross-like mark here. Then after that, the next you will do is to mark your neckline. So the neckline formula we have is neck over 6. So which neck is 19. Divided by 6 will give us 3. So you now minus 0.3 from it. 0.3 you're minusing is to enable you have a perfect neck cutting, so that when you are trimming, it will not be more than 19. So here you are going to mark 2.7. So the formula for the neckline remains neck over 6 minus 0.3. You must minus 0.3 from it for you to get the width of the neck. After that, add half to this to get the depth. So this is 2.7 plus half is 3.2. So here you mark 3.2 this way. So observe how I will connect the line properly. So you mark 3.2 and then connect the line all through this way. Then connect the shoulder slope and shoulder measurements in this form. After that, you're going to, the line that on the armhole line, shoulder line, should not go straight on the armhole. You should tilt half an inch in, so it comes all through this way. Then with the help of your armhole curve, you place it in this form to get a perfect curve that connects the neck width and the neck edge. It both goes in this form. Then after that, you place your armhole curve in this form and then make an arc half an inch that cuts across the armhole all through this way. So that's all you need to do for the front neckline and the back front armhole line. So after this now, you now start cutting. Then for the side closure, for the side, you are going to have a side closure of from the armhole depth, depending on the depth of or the extent of closure. So here I'll mark 7 inches high from the 4 inches folded. I'll mark it this way. Connect these lines from here. It goes all along to these very points. So I will cut out this and then I will show you as well how to cut the back panel. Now we have finished cutting the front panel. So let's cut the back. All you need to do is as well, you fold this in this form. Now when you fold it, you also make sure that it will contain the front panel. It goes all through this way. Then make sure that you don't allow the fabric to stretch or slide down. So you bring this all through this way and then you fold. So we can actually turn it over the other way around so that it will contain every of the piece that you have drafted out. So here will now be the shoulder of the back panel. So now, once you have gotten to this stage, now the next thing you do is to raise the back panel by 2.5. 2.5 is whatever you have used in the slanting. Raise the back by the same value, 2.5, and then connect the line in this form. Then you're going to tilt your tape or your ruler to go by 3/4 inch backwards. Then back neck depth remains 1.5, just like this. Then take your pattern master or armhole curve, place this way, make a curve from here. It goes a bit lower than the 1.5. So invariably, if here is 1.5, here will be 3. So let's confirm if it's true. So here is 1.5, so here will be 3. That's the formula, so that you get a perfect curve. So invariably, you can just mark 1.5. After you raise by 2.5, you mark 1.5 deep. You can say come here and mark 3. And then curve to this 3. So make it so you know exact of neck depth. So the curve should be at 0.3. That's the simplest formula you can ever see anywhere. Then after which, you cut the neckline as shown. Cut the neckline as shown. Cut the shoulder region. You cut the armhole line. Cut the armhole line this way. And then before you cut the side, you can still, you must bend the back panel to come in front this way. Then trim the excesses. This trimming is very important, very important. What I just did now is very important. And then you also trim the back neckline. If you observe, this back neckline is encroaching to the front panel. So you also trim. So you must make sure that whatever you have here corresponds with this. And then after which, you give 1 inch gap here at the hem, at the base, cut out in this form. And then you cut out this way as well. So this is how you can cut your front panel and the back panel. So that's for that. So that I will also make the video on how to cut the sleeve as well.